Rand told Duvalie that everything they had learned thus far, including the fact that Crossbell's new Supreme Leader was, in fact, a imposter. You've got to be kidding me. I can't fathom how this is possible, but I also can't deny that it makes more sense than it should. I think the only one who does know all the details is the one commanding our enemies. Whoever he really is, he's made it clear that he isn't to be underestimated. To think the other Rufus Alberea behind all of this is just as dastardly as the real one. Am I right to assume that he was what led you to come to Crossbell? Yes, and us and Enna and I made our way here after we learned of the occupation. Infiltrating the state wasn't easy, but we managed, hoping to finally settle the score. We did our best to avoid head-on conflict, but the enemy discovered us while we were in the city, and we came under attack. Naturally, those soldiers in black were no match for the three of us. But I can't say the same for Xiao Li and that Garcia fellow who was leading them. Oh. That's nothing to be ashamed of. Both are formidable foes. There are few who wouldn't fear an encounter with Zephyr's former killing bear and... Oh, Lord. Hughes? Hughes? I don't know how... I can't say it! Late Orchard Dragon. Sheesh. Does every bad guy need some kind of scary sounding nickname? No kidding. I kid you not, that's actually what I was thinking. I had been thinking about that for a long while. Throughout the entire time of playing Cold Steel, they would say, "Ah, you are the Purple Lightning. Ah, you must be Phantom Thief B, or the Azure Diva." It's like, why on earth does everyone have a nickname? I mean, I get kind of why, to make them sound cooler, but at the same time, is it not simpler to just say, "Ah, you are Sarah Valentine," or a Blue Blanc, or any of that? I mean, why do we have to go with the longer sounding names? But I think they sound cute, though. Yes, they sound cute. They are anything but. I don't think that's what they were going for. Continuing the litany of titles, the Divine Blade of Wind, of all people, came to their aid to stack the odds further against us. That famous crossbelly embracer? Yes, Arios MacLean? He's a practitioner of the Eight Leaves, One Blade School of Swordmanship. I hate to say it, but his skill is on a plane much higher than my own. He's the last person I would want to cross blades with as well, although given what we've learned about our foes thus far, we can't rule out that he's a fake too. Maybe, but I wouldn't rule him... Maybe, but I wouldn't rule him... Maybe, but I wouldn't rule out him being the real deal. He's got a bit of checkered history when it comes to this sort of thing. Anyway, that's a long and short of why we were forced to retreat from the city. We then chose to split up to scout the enemy's bases and slowly turn the tide in our favor. That's right. You mentioned you were on your way to the police academy. It just so happens that's where we're headed to. We have a little business at the prison that's attached to it. Fine. I'll admit you were right about us sharing the same goal for the moment. However, I still refuse to work with the man who took my lord's life. I see you're still frustrated that you lost to me earlier. Rufus, that's not the reason. Of course I am. How could you expect me not to be? I think you're more upset with the fact he killed your lord? Or, you know what? I'll just let that play out. Then I have a proposal. You will agree to assist us. In exchange, once this is over and peace has returned to Crossbell, I will agree to another duel with you. I promise not to run or hide. Another duel. Quite like the one you just played out, Rufus, where you play low tricks? I even give my word that the arts will be prohibited next time. Bullshit. I don't believe you. Do you truly intend to honor that promise? I do. Very well. However, you are welcome to use arts if you wish. I will defeat you all the same. I look forward to it.
Rufus Alberea, as the head knight of the Stall Ritter, I grant you my cooperation, and will be keeping a close eye on you from here on.
Ooh, Duvalie. Or Duvalie. I think it's Duvalie. I don't know why I keep doing that, though. So, again, if that drives anyone up a hill, I do apologize. It's gonna happen. I'm hitting the wrong buttons all the time. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick second just to get her up to date, because I assume I can better get her equipment set and everything. So we'll be back in just a short minute.
New visitors registered.
Duvalie will not help you. Ooh, okay, cool. Oh yeah, that actually reminds me. I did read the comment about from
Stone
Chaos
activated.
Master about, yeah, this seems out of the blue. The magical Alyssa story. If I'm being honest, I'm looking at them as side episodes, but still, this to me is like accepting fan fiction of what if Alyssa, Laura, and others were magical girls and Reen was this demonic evil lord. It feels like they're fan fiction side stories that, you know, they decided, you know what, we're gonna put you in the game. We just got done with Duvalie's build, or Duvalie's build, and I decided I'm gonna replace her, or replace Swin with her. Only because I really enjoy the brute strength, and I know she'll have it. What's more is I think she'll have far more speed than him as well. Oh god, fishing. I didn't know that's actually what's gonna happen here. I still don't like these fishing mechanics, but then again, I never did like fishing to begin with. Oh, thank God.
Oh boy, you sure like flopping.
I think I'll leave the fishing part to the new game plus. I just want to explore the story right now. All three of them have my attention hooked, that's for certain. I'm quite curious to know what's going on with Reen's eye. And I'm curious to know if it's going to happen to Rufus and Lloyd. Or maybe it won't happen to Rufus, because Lapis has a golden eye.
I don't believe I've had the pleasure of meeting you three before.
Oh, you don't have to worry about us. We're just hired hands.
But that won't do it all. You're warriors, and all warriors deserve respect.
Check her out, S. She's so dignified that you'd almost forget she ate dirt against the boss.
Nadia.
Excuse me? I'm a warrior too!
Nadia, please don't poke the bear. Let's not poke the bear,
Street.
please. Oh wait, I think you're the one with the craft. Oops, not the craft. No, you're not. Okay. Oh, okay, I got them all, so I don't need to worry about that. Do you have anything that is... Oh, good, you do. She's at 200. I should have done her thready teddy bear attack. But it looks like to me like simple hits are taking care of these guys no problem. It just occurred to me, and I'm not gonna... You know what? I probably should. It just occurred to me that the reason why I was having such an easy time leveling up and whatnot is because the game mode was adjusted to easy because I was having issues with it early on. I have since changed it to normal just to see how I fare now that I've kind of gotten a better grasp of the builds I've got and whatnot. I normally play the Trails games on easy mode first, just to get the equipment and to really experience the story and not worry about the fights because I won't lie. I am by no means a gameplay-driven person who's like, I'm all for combat. No, unfortunately for me, the first thing I really care about for a game that I've never played before is the story. So My first thought is, what's gonna happen in this game? I need to know.
Oh no! My dress is just an awful mess.
It is? Your dress looks fine, Lapis. I don't even see a speck of dirt on it. I'm not ashamed to admit that, yes, I take the easy way out when it comes to playing gameplay. I will put this on easy mode before anything else, if it means that I can experience the story firsthand. I know many other YouTubers, VTubers, and other people who play games, they put it mostly on normal because they want a good challenge as they go through. For me, I'm very story driven. I need to know what happens. Oh, it does work on me.
Plain.
Oh.
I shall.
Okay, cool. I did not know his Soul Eater attack affected an area, and more so, it healed his party. I mean, yes, I know it's probably said that in the description, but of course, I will look over it, as always. I also need to learn to not be quite as, reservative when it comes to using crafts and spells. Because I will admit, I do that quite often. I'm very, very conservative.
Wow, you're so strong, Miss Lit. I knew you could do it.
Thank you, but why do I feel like I've been used?
I really wish
But
I
of
could say
course.
that surprises me, but it doesn't. Ooh. Oh. That kind of looks like a railroad system. Huh. Wonder where that leads to. Wait, can I go further this way? I can.
I think that freight line connects to regions all throughout Crossbell.
Wow, that's so convenient.
It's very convenient. I made liberal use of it to ship many a weapon during the war.
Rufus.
Ugh, just one of you running around was already one too many.
Don't even try to make him feel bad. It's not going to work.
No, it's not. I don't think he knows how to feel bad, if I'm being quite honest. I don't even think he knows what feelings are. I think I have an enemy here I truly do not like. Can anyone guess what it is? Okay, well. Let's see if you guys can heal them all back to full HP. They do. I'm beginning to like that as craft. Not as craft, that craft. Oh shit.
Interesting.
I don't like the way he said that. That's rather ominous. I'm beginning to see why they say Soul Eater is broken.
Me.
Yeah, I 100% see why they say that Soul Eater is broken. Holy crap. I know that I say this practically every episode or every other episode, but I cannot get over how beautiful this game is. So gorgeous. I've had a couple of battles now, and you may have noticed because it will probably be spotty. Because I'm still learning how to edit videos. But I've had a couple of battles now with normal, and I see not much difference. Maybe more HP for the enemies, but other than that, they all seem relatively easy. I am quite mystified as to why Rufus escaped in the first place. And how he got out. Probably bribed somebody. But I'm wondering who made this fake Rufus and how this Rufus learned of it. Seems to be awfully coincidental. I'm beginning to wonder if they're also from Reen, the corrupted Reen side of it all. Because of how odd he looked. Like, he had willingly become one with Ishmalga. Oh. This is a big place. I kind of was expecting smaller. Crushbell Police Academy. I thought there'd be more guards with this being one of their main hubs. It's weird, right? Like, this is really it? At least that makes things easy for us. Indeed, no need to plan much for this. Here goes. Just because it doesn't look very guarded outside doesn't mean that there aren't more people inside. Eh? What? Flash bomb! My eyes! Whoa, Rufus, you're doing this without the mask now? Humans can be so fragile. Throw gets down on my side. Mine as well. A good thing there aren't any Zuber or Zalbout. Zalber? Zalber soldats here. Up the ant. Or aunt? Careful. Whoa. Arios? Arios MacLane. He's here. And there. Oh! Great, we've got multiple copies of this guy. There are 2 of them. How fortunate for us. What's so fortunate about this? We no longer need to wonder if they're frauds. Time saved. Well, let's hold on to that being fortunate till after we've confirmed they're weaker than the genuine article. Yeah. Fighting one of these guys was a bitch. Reduce either enemy's HP to a certain amount. Okay. That sounds easier than it probably is, isn't it? I am going to do this. A fast version of the Divine Blade of Wind that is shockingly close to the real thing. It can reproduce any technique Arios knows perfectly.
Very well.
Interesting. Well, how about we make this easy?
Play with me? Over here. Poor thing. I've spotted you. Well then. Bye-bye.
Admittedly, this doll scares me sometimes. And I think this S-Craft is to blame.
Here I
Oh
go.
dear. That didn't do as much damage as I thought it would.
All for one, and one for all. Strike as one.
You know what I should have done, and I
guard.
keep forgetting to do, because I'm so not used to them. Decreases recovery time. Increases max. Let's do this.
Slay on sight. Criminals raid.
On guard.
Well then, shall we? I'm only just getting caliber!
These swords are of those on guard. You're in need of polish. Down. Root gangrene.
Gotcha! S-Crafts make this so much easier. 2 of them at once is a bit much. Over there. Oh no, a 3rd one? I'm just about spent.
Second form, twin arcane gale.
Excuse me? Wait, is that the real one?
What?
Is he?
He must be the real one.
Hugen's fury.
Yep, he's the real one. You could see that he had more light to his eyes.
Are you all right?
Perfect. Thanks for the help, Divine Blade of Wind.
We're in your debt.
What's going on? That guy there's the real Arios. Hope so anyway.
He's got more life to his eyes, so yeah, he's the real one.
I see some unfamiliar faces among you. But first, you will be the former Governor General, yes?
Your swift grasp of the situation is appreciated. The last thing I wanted was to be attacked again due to your misunderstanding.
No need to rub it in.
I mean, Rufus, to be blunt, you have to expect that.
It wasn't difficult to figure out the Supreme Leader was a fraud under the circumstances. But the reason you're in Crossbell eludes me. Can you answer me that? Take care with how you respond. There is still every chance this civil encounter could turn less so.
All I did was glare and I still flinched. The word around the block didn't do him justice. I've no intention of obscuring or aiding in Crossbell's independence efforts, if that's your concern. So why did we go from a voice cutscene to this? I'm here for one reason. This is not what I or the late Chancellor wanted. I don't know why I keep calling him Counselor. As soon as I uncover the truth behind the situation at hand, I will put an end to it. It's as simple as that. As for what brings us to the police academy, I have some business with one of its prison's inmates, Ian Grinwood. Was that response satisfactory? It was. Then I will accompany you. Say what now? What? Oh? Might I ask why? By some coincidence, I am also here to see Mr. Grimwood. May I then? I should think myself more than capable of holding my own. I see no reason to refuse. For all we know, we may find more replicas of you inside. It would be to our advantage to have the real divine blade of wind to fend them off. You surprise me, though. Duvalie's hatred of me was always going to burn stronger, but I thought you would despise me more than you seem to. No blood was shed during Crossbell's occupation 2 years ago. What followed was more peace, stability, and even a more robust economy, albeit in some areas more than others. I would not deny that those achievements were in due part to your leadership. Our being enemies comes from our positions in the ways of life. I cannot talk today. Our being enemies comes from our positions and way of life. I cannot accept the methods you took to accomplish your ambitions, but that is a matter of personal preference. I bear you no ill will. Oh, this is a pleasant surprise. I'm honored you would speak so highly of me. Even if I felt otherwise, it serves me better to keep a close watch on you. That way, I won't have to go looking should you give me any reason to cut you down. Too true. We think very much alike, you and I. Did you not hear him threaten to kill you? You learn a lot about someone by spending 2 years opposing them. Regardless, it will be a pleasure to have you, Arios MacLean. May our short journey together prove fruitful. Indeed. Score one more for the Imperial picnicking front. Jesus Christ. Can you drop that already? Picnicking, huh? That's what you got out of this, Nadia? Huh? The mirror? Oh! I see another seal is broken. Aren't we going inside? Yes, of course. I can only assume something else has happened. I was just thinking that I would not go amiss with some extra practice. Perhaps this is my chance to do so. Well, we'll do those in due time, but as of right now, I kind of want to explore a little bit more. Oh, we're going through that way. Well, I don't want to go through that way, not yet. Oh my god, a car! You take such simple things for granted when you see them all the time in real life, but in video games, especially in this kind of world, It still amazes me when you see something like that. And again, I say this every episode, but I still want to say it just for those who are curious. If I pronounce names wrong, I'm doing my best. I do apologize. Mispronunciation is more than likely going to be... Excuse me? That enemy looks like Aaron Getum. Oh, we get to fight robots today. Fun. I figured this was how'd be. Prison or not, I'm guessing it wasn't always such a freak show. It's quite the fortified facility, much like the police academy it shares a wall with. Occupying it and turning it into a base does make strategic sense. We can grind weakens like these beneath our heel. So, do you know where Ian is? He's on the top floor of the building. I'll guide you there, but stay alert. I'm seeing a lot more of those Sammy and Lammy enemies pop up. They're like dimes a dozen now. Which, weren't they created by the Black Workshop? Why are there more out there if we took care of them? Oh wow, he does get to be a part of the party. I think I'll keep Duvalie for now. But having Arios as a part of the team is actually pretty cool. I can't go in here. So at least my pronunciation of his last name wasn't wrong. Damn Skipper. A small monster with a unique body, hair. Oh dear gosh. It latches onto its prey's face in order to suck their blood. That sounds an awful lot like a, alien, the little things there. And that makes me very uncomfortable.
Outplaying. You're finished.
You've brought out the best me I can possibly be.
You did that yourself. All I did was recognize it.
That would be endearing if I could trust Rufus. I know I've said it plenty, but I just cannot trust Rufus. I cannot trust him being genuine. Because I don't think he is. I mean, I want to believe that he's being genuine for the sake of Lapis, but part of me doesn't really think he is. I think he's using her as a means to an end.
Challenge.
I don't think any part of him actually really cares. And that might sound mean, but if you look at Rufus's track record, he has often done things for himself. And he'll put on this facade of, oh, I do care, I just do it my own way. Kind of like what he did for Ymir and its people when he and the others occupied or came to fetch Reen. I mean, he puts on this front because he knows in the long run it will serve him a better purpose if people are indebted to him. He's never, at least in my opinion, he's never shown genuine care. It's all a means to an end. It's a front to fool people into thinking, I'm nicer than I really am. Because he knows that if you treat others with respect and kindness, they'll follow you with no fight, nothing. And he's got that down to a T. And people follow it because that's what they see. I can't trust it because he's used that same method too many times to get what he wants.
How to navigate this?
He often just uses other people for his own gain, and it's hard to tell when he's being actually genuine and when he's not. I want to believe in some part he does care about Eustace. I really want to. But at the same time, I don't know. It's just very hard to take him at face value. The only time, I guess, now that I think about it, that I can think he ever was genuine was during the ending of The Great Twilight when he was helping Goliath, or Gilith, or however you say his name. That's the only time I can think that he had actually shown some kind of true, genuine emotion. And the fact that he's still parading around doing this and saying it all for the Chancellor, and that this is not what he would have wanted, I believe that to some extent. But it doesn't necessarily mean I trust the goodness of it. And I hope
Very well.
that by being with Lapis, he'll find his purpose or something. Or maybe he'll come to realize that what he did wasn't exactly the best method to approach any of this.
On guard.
I guess in some part of me,
Sorry, S.
Here I go.
Okay, well, that was a bit rude. That was what I was saying before I got nearly destroyed by that monster. Part of me wants to believe that Lapis will somehow turn the tide. She'll get him to open his eyes in some form or another. I don't know if I'd like that because it's quite saddening that it took somebody who's not his own family to do that for him. Because I would have thought that if anything, he would have been
favors the
proud with
clever.
what Eustace has accomplished. Because Eustace, from what I've gathered, at the very start of the series, he didn't know what he wanted to do. He had maybe a vague idea of it, but that's as far as it went. He didn't really
Duty calls.
have an answer to what his future would look like besides being the lord of his dominion. And I'm quite curious to see what will happen, because I don't think Rufus is going to die. I don't think he'll be going back to jail. I think what could happen, and this kind of did spoil it to me. That this is another reason why, but I didn't really need this to know this. But I did see a screenshot or two of what I believe is Farewell Zymeria. And I saw the characters of Naughty and Swin
Here I
looking
go.
older and whatnot. And I've seen Crow and Reen. So I
I'll take
can't
care of it.
say in good consciousness that I see Rufus and them
My
dying
duty
off.
calls.
I think Rufus is gonna weasel his way out of this just like
I'll
he
take
does
care of it.
everything else. How he'll do it? Well, that's yet to be seen, but
shall we
if I
play?
know him, he'll do it. He'll find a way. And though I do know the premise of this game is that it's meant to be like the climactic finish of Lloyd, Rufus, and Reen and his class. But
What an interesting
I'm glad
little
it's
thing.
not the last time we'll see of them. I don't know how much of them will be present in Farewell O
Fortune
Zymeria,
favors the clever.
but I'm very much looking forward to what we'll find. It's why I really kind of want to blast through these games to know the story, because when that game comes out, and I don't think that's too far in the distance now, it's going to be the combination of every game we know of, and I don't want to miss a single bit of lore. I want to understand everything that happens. So that very well could mean that I'll get all the games prior to the Cold Steel franchise. I plan to hopefully get Trails into Daybreak, because I know that they have a big part in it too. And
How shall we play?
what I'm getting out of the title, Farewell O
duty
Zymeria, that is the climactic finish for all of the characters and all of their stories. It's essentially the finale of the entire series. So I don't think they'll be pulling any punches. But on that topic, if you have any idea of how you think this series is going to end, please let me know. Just give me hypotheticals. Like, and when I say this series, I mean, how do you think not Tales of, oh no, I'm thinking of the other game already. How do you see Farewell O Zymeria ending? Do you see it ending in a happy fairy tale ending for everybody? Or do you think it's going to be more of a,
What
we're gonna shoot
convoluted
these characters
contraptions
into
to
a
have for
whole
a simple
different
prison.
world kind of thing?
I believe they upped their security after a certain someone from the SSS broke out of here.
That young man gave me quite a headache while in the birdcage as well.
You kinda got me curious about the SSS now.
Fortune favors the
Yeah,
clever.
I've got to check out the SSS's side of the story because it sounds like they are just as crazy as Reen in them. on the topic of what you think is gonna happen in Farewell Chimera, my take on the situation is, I think
Very well.
it's basically gonna be a goodbye to all the characters. We're gonna see them grow a little bit older. We're gonna see them finally solve the case of what Ouroboros is planning or has been planning. I don't know if we'll see the return of old enemies like Ishmelga. I wouldn't think so, because I would have thought the curse has been completely rid of the world, but
How about
this game has a way of bringing back things that you think are gone. And I'm looking primarily at you, Prince Olivert. For those of you who know exactly what I'm talking,
I'll take care
it's
of
a
it.
certain scene at the end of
More of
Cold
you?
Steel
Here I
3
So be it.
that left many thinking that a certain prince was dead along with a few other characters.
I shall.
And then what do you know? No, he's not dead, he's just playing dead.
I'll take care of it.
Like I said, nobody in the series knows how to quite stay dead for very long.
Here I go.
It's like a, ha-ha!
Now then,
We fooled
let us
you!
continue onward.
We've been alive the whole time, just asleep,
Even diligence.
waiting for our time to rise.
Keep your weapons quick.
Find them. I'll trounce you
Alright.
twice as hard.
I'm gonna not hold back on this guy, because this guy looks actually mighty strong. If I'm being honest, I think so far, out of all the characters that we have, I thoroughly enjoy Nadia. I love her gameplay and everything.
Get him in one.
I keep forgetting about those charges. There's so many mechanics in this game that I keep forgetting about that I know for a fact would make this game so less more... I know for a fact that if I were to actually use more of the game's mechanics, this game would be less harder than it actually is for me. The game's not harder, I'm just making
There's
it harder.
no charm to be found. Not in the building, not in the furniture, and not even in the dolls. I give it all 0 points. Tough break. That's even lower than when the boss went by sea. Should be easy street.
You know, that still does kind of bother me. Out of all the names to take, why on earth would you take C?
Hello, it's so